He'll explain about the ticket sales, but we couldn't have been happier with the reaction from the fans, record-breaking reaction. And we really want to give David Lemieux, Camille Estefan, Bernard Hopkins, and the whole team at Golden Boy a lot of credit. When we first announced the fight and we were doing interviews, I was doing interviews from my side, Oscar was doing interviews from the Golden Boy side, and one reporter asked me, in one word, how do you explain this fight or describe the fight? And I said, finally. Finally someone, another champion, is willing to get in the ring with Gennady Golovkin, and we have to give David Lemieux and his entire team a lot of credit for that. And you see how the fans react. There's no rematch clauses. It's two of the hardest punching middleweights, two champions fighting against each other, and may the best man win. And that's the drama that the fans like to see. And that's the winner of this fight, October 17th, will be the best middleweight champion in the world. And that's what the fans appreciate. With that, the only way this fight was possible is with the support of HBO and the pay-per-view division, but also the support of Madison Square Garden. It was our goal when Gennady first came here to America to fight, to be here in Madison Square Garden. It's the biggest stage in the world. It's the media capital of the world here in New York City. And you see the quick rise. It was 3 years ago, September 1st, 2012, when he made his HBO debut. And I believe it's the fastest rise of any fighter fighting in New York, in North America, 8 times on HBO, and now making their debut on the pay-per-view. So with that being said, we have to give a lot of credit to Joel Fisher and his entire staff here at Madison Square Garden, Sal Federico, Adam Thier, Larry Torres, everyone at the Garden has been very supportive, and this event wouldn't be here and wouldn't be as successful as it is. So I'd like to introduce our host, Joel Fisher. We priced the tickets reasonably. With my discussions with Golden Boy and with HBO pay-per-view, we felt that price point would really generate a lot of interest on the pay-per-view sales. At this point, I'd like to introduce, representing our co-promoter, Golden Boy Promotions. They couldn't have had a better representative here than Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins holds the record for the number of middleweight championship defenses, 20 middleweight championship defenses. That in itself is a historic accomplishment. I was here when Bernard fought Felix Trinidad here in Madison Square Garden, in one of the most anticipated middleweight fights at that time. So it's my pleasure, and Bernard will introduce his whole side. It's my pleasure to bring up the great Bernard Hopkins.
First, how everybody doing? This is really surreal, and I spoke to a couple of reporters earlier about this middleweight unification. Because rarely in boxing, unfortunately, we don't have these type of events where you can say that one guy in the division is going to represent that division. And it takes a long time for that to happen, and it's here. We have it again in Madison Square Garden. So to be able to be here, as I use the word surreal, not only as a partner of Golden Boy, but also as someone that left his DNA, literally, in history here in this building. And as Triple G mauled down the guys he fights as he steps in, and I'm a big fan of his. And also, Lemieux, our guy, has been doing his part in the middleweight division. I can say proudly that the middleweight division has been left in great hands, and I'm proud of that. One thing I want everybody to understand about fighting the best, as we at Golden Boy, myself, Oscar De La Hoya, and everyone that's outside of us, the networks, HBO. And you know what, the fans, and also spoke loud, and some, if not most of the reporters, to recognize that we said that. Now we want to show y'all. And this is one of the process of showing you. And that's what I'm proud of, is that we boldly went out and said that's what we want to do. But normally things happen in other situations where it's just all talk. So here we are, and I'm proud to deliver, and we're proud to deliver at HBO and also at Golden Boy this particular fight. So as I thank K2 Promotion for not only being willing to put their guy in with our guy and vice versa, Golden Boy and also I of the Tiger Promotion. We all wanted to get this done, and we're here. And so, when the middleweight division that I left in the great hands of these two fighters, to me, they have the baton to take it to where their legacy starts in October in that ring. And to be there to witness that, knowing that this division, the middleweight division, is the division that built my legacy. Yeah, I stopped over at light heavyweight, but the middleweight division is the division I made who I am today. And so, as I like to thank everyone that understand the history of middleweight division, from the Ray Robinsons, from the Ray Leonards, from the Marvin Hagler, to the Philly middleweights, and of course, myself. This is something that's really, really, to me, special. And so, thanks to two of the guys that willing to fight each other for that reason. Also, I like to say to people that when you have the knockout ratio of both of these fighters, you don't have time to go get your popcorn when they're announcing this fight. No, seriously. You don't have time to sit there and say, look, you know, I want to come in. No, this fight here, I don't see going a distance. Obviously, I want my guy to be the one who's raising his hands down. But this is that type of fight where when you're dealing with firepower, you can see. Triple G said in his interview, I was ear hustling. He said, oh, it might go 12 rounds. Hey, listen, he might be right, but wrong with who's going to not go, but he might be right. Who knows? This is that type of fight that you know is going to be fireworks. So I want to say to everybody that Golden Boy and HBO can speak for themselves, but HBO also, because it takes a team effort to do it, made it happen. And also, I like to bring up a guy that I gotta respect, because he respected me from day one in Canada. And I watched the way he handles and take care and respect his fighters. That's important to me, because I'm really keyed on those who deserve respect should get respect. And I want to bring him up right now to introduce his champion, our champion, Camille Stefan.
Hello everyone. A lot has been said about this fight. What a great honor to be standing here alongside David, Mark, Bernard, K2, Gennady and his team. I echo all the thank yous to Madison Square Garden, to HBO, to Joel Fisher, done a lot for boxing, 135 years of history. We want to write a new story, we want to write a new page, and to be completely honest, I have the utmost respect for Tom Loeffler as well. Thank you, Tom, for being the good person that you are towards boxing in your actions while making this fight. This is the fight that people want to see. This is the fight that you all wanted, and we bring it because there's no smoke screen here. This is the real deal. The winner of this fight, the guy that's going to come out with his hands raised, to me, is the star in boxing today. We're talking about the middleweight division, but I truly believe that the winner of this fight deserves to be recognized as the star in boxing. because have you seen this? Two fighters with such firepower get in the ring together before? How many times have we seen this? I was listening to Mr. Harold Letterman before, gave me a history in boxing, talking about 76, which you feel was the last fight that would have been parallel in terms of quality of this fight. What a great honor to be in the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, on HBO pay-per-view. I mean, this is a dream for a fan, and we're here with our hearts for the fan. And I can tell you, standing in the room upstairs waiting and listening to the questions of the media, I saw the picture of Wayne Gretzky. We're coming from Canada. We'd like to add to a big thank you for our fans in Canada and Quebec for having supported us all these years and keep supporting us and brought David to where he is today. So they're watching on Ring TV, they're watching on HBO, they're watching and they'll be supporting us. Many will be coming, they'll be noisy. So grab your seats before they take them off. Many buses coming, that's fantastic, very exciting. What I want to say as well is bottom line is this is really what entertainment is all about. What HBO is doing, making these fights happen, is fantastic for the sport. We all love the sport. We are fans of the sport at heart. We are passionate. Like Bernard said, we're passionate about our fighters, and I can guarantee you that just like you saw Gretzky here in Madison Square Garden, his greatness, you're going to see now David Lemieux in Madison Square Garden, in New York City, with his greatness. That's what we're here to do. We have a lot of respect for Gennady as a person, as a fighter, but honestly, we're all about our abilities and what we can do. And you're gonna find out on October 17th. On October 18th, all the hair salons will be very busy with the Lemieux haircut. So thank you very much. Looking forward to October 17th. I would like to invite the engineer of the plan for that realization to happen on October 17th. Mr. Mark Ramsey, who's doing an amazing job with all the water fighters, especially the big. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Camille. First of all, I would like to thank HBO, K2 Promotion, Eyes of Tigers, Golden Boy, the Madison Square Garden, everybody who put the piece of the puzzle together to make that fight happen. When I look at that fight, I'm very happy because you usually in boxing you need to put pressure a little bit on the other camp to try to sell some tickets. You need to talk trash, and I don't like that kind of stuff. And Mr. Golovkin is a gentleman. Mr. Ebel Sanchez is a gentleman, and just to put the name of David Lemieux and put the name of Golovkin on the same poster, it's say everything. Like, we're giving the boxing fans exactly what they want. And when you look at the style of both boxers, you can be sure that's going to be very explosive. It's going to be an amazing fight. We are right now in an era where a lot of champions try to escape from real challenge. And I'm very proud to be part of a team and with that young gentleman who's not afraid, who want to fight the best all the time, and this is truly what boxing needs right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. I have to say both fighters are not afraid. I mean, getting in the ring, getting hit by one of these guys is, this guy's trying to hit you in the jaw with a punch like that. It takes a lot of courage. Talking about courage, I've been working with David for a few years now. Once we met, I had a feeling that we've known each other for a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for this athlete. You see him in the ring, you see him perform. I see him on a day-to-day basis. I see him in the gym. This is not a guy who cheats. He never cheats himself. He never cheats anybody. He's gonna bring his heart and soul, put it in the ring, and come out with all these belts. They look really good here. We're very confident. I'm very proud of what he's doing. We're gonna do our homework, and believe me, this guy is gonna give you something you haven't seen before. You'll be talking about him for many years to come. I want to introduce to you David Lemieux.
Wow, what an honor it is to be here. Who would have thought a small kid like me smoking cigarettes at 9, 10 years old would one day fill up the Madison Square Garden. I came a long way to be where I am. I worked hard, and I'm extremely proud to be here, to be in front of you all, for you all to listen, to be watching, to be doing historical events already with pre-sale and everything. And with this fight against Golovkin, for sure, you can expect what you see, two hard punchers going at it. The fight speaks for itself. I don't have to add too much sugar on the coating. It's going to be an explosive fight, but a lot of you are going to have to be ready for change in the pattern. This is what's fascinating about boxing. 1 second you think things are going great for something, the next it didn't go the way you expected it. Change of patterns. You have to be ready for anything in boxing. I'm ready to take the belt and to be the unified middleweight champion. That's why I took the fight, because I'm very aware of my abilities. I'm very aware of Golovkin's abilities. I respect him a lot. He's a great fighter. He has done a great mark in the middleweight division. But I'm not here to be his friend. I'm here to be his opponent. And on the 17th, we're going to fight. There will be blood. Yes, it's going to be an exciting event. And I'm very confident in my abilities. I want to thank everybody. I have a tremendous team around me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, starting from the basics. My parents, my parents have always been there for me. I'm extremely grateful for them in my life, my brother, my sister, my family, Camille, Mark Ramsey, all the team I have around me. They're extremely important in my life, in my everyday life, not just as boxing, but also as great people. I respect good human nature, and this is what I've found over the years. In search, I exposed a lot of positive energy, and when there was a lot of changes to be made, the negative energy, just faded away over time, and I brought the best team around me to also get now the best results in life. I got the world title, and now I'm ready to get many other titles, given the best of my performance. It's a great event. Extremely proud to be here, and hopefully you will experience history in the making on October 17th. I love New York, love Montreal, thanks for the support, thank you world. Hope all of you will be watching. We will be giving our heart out on October 17th. Thank you very much.
That's the epitome of a championship team here, that Camille, Bernard, Golden Boy, Mark Ramsey, and David, they put him in a position to challenge for the IBF title in his last fight. He won it in very impressive fashion, and now having him in this unification fight, they really have to be committed. So give one more time a round of applause for David and you and his team. I'd like to introduce, who's kind of been the architect of taking Gennady after his stellar and successful amateur career in the mountains of Big Bear, where he has his world-famous Summit high-altitude training camp. He's the one that really instilled what's now become as a famous term to describe Gennady's style, as the Mexican style. Is based on the great Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Such aggression, power, overwhelming opponents, 20 knockouts in a row. The architect behind that is Abel Sanchez.
Take one of Tom's words, finally. As a fight fan, I want to thank Golden Boy, K2, and HBO, because this is the fight that we've been asking for. These kind of fights are the ones that we've been asking for. I look forward to having the best seat in the house, ringside, to witness history. I look forward to matching with Mark Ramsey, who's a great coach. We start training camp on Monday coming up, 1 week from now. I know David's going to be in great shape because Mark is a great coach. I know that David has evolved a lot since his setback 3 or 4 years ago because of Mark. So because of that, we're definitely going to try to add some wrinkles to our game to be able to be successful on the 17th. Thank you to everybody for coming out. We look forward to a great night.
I'd just like to introduce a few members of Gennady's team. Whenever a boxer is successful and has had so many appearances on TV and title defenses, he's always in the spotlight, or I'm in the spotlight here standing in front of you. But it really takes a well-organized team to get him to this point. So Max Herman is one of Gennady's managers. Oleg Herman is also a manager for Gennady. Roland Simoneschi is a very close friend of Gennady's, and he's the one that introduced a lot of us. And Erica St. Philip, who works with me since our first promotion in 2004 for the heavyweight championship back then. She's been with us for 11 years, so I really appreciate the entire team. With that, everyone said what they wanted to say. There's not much else to say except for it's my honor and pleasure to introduce Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Wow, very excited to be here again. Right now, I understand my situation. First of all, thanks to my team, promotion, amazing deal. Thank you to Golden Boy. Thanks to K2. This is biggest present for everybody, not just for us, not for me, just for me and for David. No, just fans, for TV, for history. Thank you very much, special for HBO pay-per-view. This is biggest step right now for my career. And of course, Madison Square Garden. I love this family. This is not team, this family. This is history, amazing history. Amazing history for everybody, not just for sports, not just for boxing, basketball, hockey. Oh, it's amazing time for us. I think we have a lot of time for great performance. I respect David. I like his style. He's a very strong guy, very dangerous guy. It's true. I think it's very intense fight. It's my motivation. I'm a little bit scared. It's my motivation. I think very interesting for everybody. I promise amazing show. Not just my fight. Amazing event. Second fight, and everybody is great champions. Welcome to Madison Square Garden, October 17th. I promise amazing show. Thank you very much.
So with that, we'd like to conclude the press conference. Again, the tickets are still available, as Joel said. Fans need to buy their tickets fast before it becomes sold out. Before we pose both fighters and all their championship belts together, I'd like to bring up Raushan. She's Consul General here from the Kazakh Consulate in New York City. She'd like to make a small present for our host, Joel Fisher. Joel, you have your, I know you're probably wearing a suit on fight night, but we have a present for you to wear on October 17th.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. And it's a great honor to be over here in Madison Square Garden, biggest stage in the world. And I really, proud of our hero, Gennady, who is promoting our country. And I would like to thank his promoter, Tom, all his team. Thank you so much. And I just want to tell just the time difference between Kazakhstan and the US. When it will be his fight, it will be already morning, earlier morning in Kazakhstan. I'm sure all the country will be waking up and watching that fight. And thank you so much. And if you see, Gennady always wearing national suit. And I would like, on behalf of our counselor, present to you and thank you for supporting Gennady, and thank you very much.
Whoa!
All the friends from Kazakhstan. And your team said you have a lot of fans from Canada. And I'm sure a lot of friends from Kazakhstan. Thank you. And Saluka from Kazakhstan.
Get down!
Thank you.
So we'll bring everyone up, we'll bring the fighters together here with their belts, and we'll have the first face-off, the first official face-off between both middleweight champions.